As you adopt AI services like Amazon Bedrock and SageMaker, your security teams may lack visibility into threats targeting AI workloads, including anomalous model invocations, cost harvesting attacks, and prompt injection attempts. GuardDuty AI Protection addresses this by continuously monitoring your AWS AI services. You can monitor both Bedrock and SageMaker workloads for AI-specific threats without manual configuration. The service detects cost harvesting attacks where threat actors consume excessive GPU time and tokens, as well as prompt injection attempts through integration with Bedrock guardrails. All threat findings integrate directly into Security Hub, giving you a single view of AI assets and threats for prioritized response. You can enable the feature centrally across all accounts in your organization using AWS organizations, simplifying deployment at scale. When AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery restores EBS volumes from snapshots, data loads from S3 in the background, causing slower I/O to uninitialize blocks until the process completes. This creates unpredictable performance during recovery, particularly problematic for I/O-intensive workloads like databases that require consistent storage performance to meet recovery time objectives. You can now set a volume initialization rate on your DRS-managed EC2 launch template. DRS applies this rate automatically when creating volumes during recovery, bringing applications to full storage performance on a predictable timeline. You configure the rate once on the launch template, and DRS preserves it across updates for right-sizing or disk changes. If the rate cannot be applied for a specific recovery, DRS completes the recovery without it to ensure your recovery process is never blocked. You are charged per gigabyte based on full snapshot size and the specified rate. Organizations deploying AI agents, models, and pipelines often lack centralized visibility into what AI assets exist across their environment. Without this visibility connecting AI assets to active threats and misconfigurations, you cannot secure what you don't know exists. Security Hub AI Inventory addresses this by automatically discovering and cataloging AI workloads through 3 methods. You can discover managed AI services from Bedrock and SageMaker with no configuration. You can identify self-hosted models and frameworks on EC2 instances and ECR images through Inspector SPAM analysis. You can detect external AI API calls to third-party providers via GuardDuty DNS telemetry. Each discovered asset is mapped to underlying infrastructure and correlated with security findings, letting you filter and query by account, resource type, and model identity to prioritize remediation based on active threats and risk. This capability is included with Security Hub Essentials at no additional cost and requires no new enablement. Setting up coding agents for serverless development previously required you to navigate multiple documentation pages to find the right configuration for AWS serverless skills and the Serverless Model Context Protocol server. You can now use a one-click setup prompt in the Lambda console that eliminates this friction. The prompt configures your coding agent with AWS Serverless Skills from Agent Toolkit for AWS and installs the Serverless MCP server directly in your preferred agent. You access a Lambda agent setup guide that provides installation commands for Claude Code, Kiro, Cursor, GitHub Copilot, Codex, Devon Desktop, and OpenCode, along with 3 specialized Lambda skills covering micro VM, managed instances, and durable functions. If you lack local AWS authentication, you can connect using the signing in to AWS skill. This capability is available in all commercial AWS regions except Middle East, Bahrain, and UAE, and in AWS GovCloud US regions where Lambda operates. Building and operating Apache Flink applications requires specialized knowledge that can slow development and make troubleshooting difficult for teams without Flink expertise. You can now use AI agent skills with Amazon Managed Service for Apache Flink to address this challenge. You integrate AI coding assistants like Kiro, Claude Code, or Cursor with Flink by configuring the agent toolkit for AWS using the AWS CLI. You create and troubleshoot applications through AI agents by asking questions in natural language, such as how to create a new application or diagnose unhealthy states. You scale, monitor, and optimize costs using agent skills that provide guidance for common operational tasks, including networking configuration and upgrading to versions like Flink 2.2. This transforms tasks that previously required specialized Apache Flink knowledge into a guided experience you can complete independently, keeping applications healthy and performant while accelerating streaming application development. Migrating workspaces from PCoIP to DCV protocol at scale requires manual intervention for each workspace, particularly when workspaces are stopped. This creates operational overhead and slows down large deployments. WorkSpaces Personal now addresses this by allowing you to migrate stopped workspaces directly without starting them first. If a protocol modification fails, the system automatically rolls back to the pre-migration snapshot, returning the workspace to a known healthy state. Once migrated to DCV, you gain access to broader operating system support including Windows 11 and Windows Server 2025. You can also implement certificate-based authentication and WebAuthn redirection for enhanced security. These capabilities enable you to perform bulk migrations with minimal manual intervention, reducing the time and effort required for large-scale protocol transitions.